everyone, and welcome back to the Three Stitches podcast. I am your host for this very early Friday morning, at least very early for me. This is episode 169. I am knitting Doink on Ravelry and on Plurk, and I'm Lindsay in real life. This is going to be a bit of a weird episode. Although, as most viewers will know, I've never had a normal episode. Well, like I said, they're all just weird in their own ways. As I said, it's very early in the morning. It's like 7:30 for me, and it's a Friday, so I think everybody else in the building is still asleep, because most people don't have class on Fridays. So I have my tea in one of my favorite mugs. Two of my mugs are the same, and I have three, so this is my only different mug. But it's the one I got from Research Buddy before she left. It's the Wizard of Oz / Wicked. I've never seen Wicked, so I wouldn't know. But it's the Are You a Good Witch? And then it's backwards, so you have to take my word for it that that's what it says. Or a Bad Witch cup. Yes. So I've got tea because with it being 7:30 in the morning, I'm going to need caffeine. I would have recorded yesterday like I usually do. I would have recorded like Thursday afternoon to post it Friday morning, but Rumi had an exam, which meant that there was no class. It was just an online exam, so there wasn't a good time for me to podcast knowing that she'd be out for at least an hour. So I didn't podcast. So I decided, this is my normal time I'm up, but I'm not usually functioning and doing stuff. It's usually just playing, games of solitaire, listening to music, waiting, for my functions to come online. Yeah. I'm not a morning person. I get up early just so that, by the time I'm awake, it's a good time to start getting to work. Yeah, I hope that made sense. In hindsight, I probably should have had my tea and podcasted like 15-20 minutes later, and hopefully the caffeine would have kicked in. But I didn't. So this week, a rather weird week, just because the weekend was funky, because my whole schedule got thrown for a loop this weekend. I mean, Friday was normal enough. I did my normal Friday stuff, get a few things for schoolwork done, get some knitting done. That's just about it. Fridays, if I get any schoolwork done, it's considered a plus. It really is. Sad, but it is. So Friday was normal. Saturday, I didn't have to go to the grocery store, and I was real psyched about that. Sad, but I was, because I had enough stuff from last week that I could just totally skip it. I had to go to the convenience store on campus, use my Cougar Bucks just for some milk and some cereal because I was going to run out of oatmeal, but I wasn't out. So yeah, I needed breakfast for 2 days, so I wasn't going to go to the grocery store just for oatmeal. So I didn't go to the grocery store. Instead of liking my time off, having some extra time in the morning before I get my day started on Saturday, no, I got up, and instead of going to the bus stop, I went to the library and got my stuff done. Yes, it was good, it was productive, but yeah, I am my own worst enemy, it seems. But I've known that for a while. I should probably say before I continue on that since it's early in the morning, there probably won't be much in the way of disturbances, so RA won't come knock on the door, or someone won't explode a microwave putting their jeans in there. True story, that happened over the summer apparently. When I was talking to Syra on Saturday, which played out in just a sec, somebody did to dry their jeans, put a pair of jeans in the microwave and blew up their microwave. Because since there's metal on there, it sparks and boom. Yeah. Kind of glad I wasn't there for that, because apparently half the building was kicked out for 2 hours, and it had a nice chemical smell to it, and all the bottom floors got soaked. So, thankfully I'm on the 8th floor, so it wouldn't have bothered me, but still, someone did blew up their microwave. So, Saturday, own worst enemy. This is what happens when you digress. You lose your train of thought. So, even though the building may not be awake, it means that Rumi across the living room, which is maybe 8 feet from here in between 2 closed doors is sleeping. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I don't wake her up. I really have no other time to podcast, so if I do, it's gonna have to be like, sorry, make up for it somehow. But she's woken me up sometimes, so all's fair in living with roommates, I guess. And 1 week out of 15 is not gonna kill anything. I was gonna go up to the Sky Lounge, but I don't know if there's people up there yet, and I don't know what the lighting situation's like, so I decided to just be kind of funky with sun rising and being very cloudy. Very, very cloudy. I think we're going to get rained on again. Since we're in Houston, that's a perpetual problem. So things may get a bit hairy, but I'm hoping not. So Saturday. Oh, I had everything planned out. I had my meals all planned out for the week. Lunches all planned out. Everything was good. And then I get a text around 2, right after I had lunch. Around 2, I got a text from loft buddy, Syra. And she's like, hey, there's a party going on at Lynn Houston Park, free food, you coming? And I'm like, yeah, what time are we going? And since I'm drinking tea on the podcast, I should probably, make it, an effort not to, reach for my tea without realizing it and drinking in the middle of a sentence. But, yeah, sorry about that, guys. So I was like, yeah, when are we going? And, texted her back, sat down, we're going to go around 8:20, and sat there and was like, wait, that's going to throw off all my meal plans. So I had, a heavy snack, and then I had dinner there. They had massive sandwiches, too. I mean, like, hot turkey sandwiches, which were really, really good. But they were, like, massive. They were, like, the size of, like, half a football. Yeah, which is odd for free food at a function. But nevertheless, we went, and it was a glow party. And it got moved to a room because for threat of rain. But there's always a threat of rain in Houston, and guess what? No rain. Not a drop. But yeah. So it was a glow party. And, I mean, it was interesting. We stayed for turned out to be an hour, did all the stuff there was to do, grabbed all the free stuff we could. I grabbed a few sodas and stuck them in my bag, that kind of stuff. Stayed, had fun, left. I did there were the cheap glow sticks and everything that they were passing out, but I did manage to snag this thing. And so you can't really see that, but it is this really, really obnoxious blinky ring. Yeah, so anytime I need to wake up, I turn that on. Yeah, so it's probably just going to sit in my bed for like ever. Because other than going to a glow party, when you need a bright, shiny, blinky ring. I don't know. Just that it's obnoxious, I guess. But, yeah, so that was my Saturday. Sunday went, pretty normal. There's something I did on Sunday. No, there wasn't. But since I went to the glow party on Saturday, I didn't get to bed till like 10:30, 11. I know, real bad. I mean, I'm usually it kind of got pushed back to 9:30, just because around like 9 I start going to bed. By like 9:15, 9:20, like I'm ready for bed, and then I read until 9:30. I know, real bad, but hey, you know what? I'm 20 years old. I can go to bed at 9:30. In high school, I went to bed at 9. I can push it back half an hour, right? But, and then Sunday, for some reason, I don't know why, I went to bed late too. It was like 10. It was better. It was 10. But, so like this week, I've been like playing catch up. But, yeah, which I should probably get to knitting since it's been almost 10 minutes. Yeah, other than that, it's been a very uneventful week. Get up, go to class, do work, come back, watch something, knit, eat, go to bed. Yeah, it's pretty much been my life. And seemingly it's been so boring, you'd think that I've gotten a ton of knitting done, and yet I haven't. I mean, I think I figured out why, but for some reason this week, I just had I just haven't gotten any knitting done. And I mean, any is what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, whatever. I mean, I have gotten some knitting done, but not as much as I'd like to. I have gotten half a project done off the needles technically. I've started another project, and as of noon today, I will have another project, or another project. Because yesterday I got an email at 5:58 saying that a package had arrived for me, and you can pick it up. And the package pickup place for the Calhoun Lofts ends at 6 o'clock. So I'm like, do I wait? Do I go? And so I grabbed my shoes, I ran down, and I knocked on the door. I'm like, am I too late? They're like, yeah, but we'll get it for you anyways. I'm like, thank you. You know, I would have come earlier, but I just got the email. They're like, oh, if you just got the email, then it's not here. I'm like, dang it. So I went all the way back up the stairs. So I get to get it starting at noon today. And in that package is the project that I left at home. And I say left at home, but it got left in the car through various people's fault. You know, some of my fault, some other people's fault. So comedy of errors, it got left in the car when they were driving back home, when they were dropping me off. So after 4 weeks without it, I will have another project again. And I'm sorry, you can see the glare from the computer on my glasses. That's kind of annoying. But I guess that's what you get when the sun is technically rising. I mean, it is very gloomy outside. So there's not much light coming in there. And I've got a light going on there. So it's just very funky. So you can watch the podcast through my glasses if you want to. It might actually be the right way around. I don't know if it would be. That'd be interesting to see. So I will have that project to show you next week. And I'm getting to the point where I've got enough projects. I think some might, get like rotated because as I look down at my bowl, I realized that I've started another project. Really bad, I know, but okay, in my defense, I woke up on Sunday and I'm like, you know what? I think I want to make my brain hat. And so, I rolled over, went back to sleep, and when I woke up again, I'm like, I really want to make my brain hat today. So I got on Facebook. Well, I was doing my interneting. Excuse me. And I got on Facebook, and it's like, today is National Knit a Hat Day. And I'm like, okay, I'm making my hat today. And so that took me Sunday and Monday because I followed the pattern. I cast on for the number of stitches. I got like 3 rows after the ribbing done, and I went, this looks a bit big. So I put it on, and I'm like, yeah, it's a bit big. It could be a tube top. So, I took it out, I measured again because before I cast on for it the first time, I measured. I'm like, yes, I've checked gauge, I've looked at the number of stitches, it'll be fine. On paper, it would have worked fine. And I cast on, I knit, nope. Second time I looked at it, I'm like, okay, I just take this number of stitches out and I'll be good. And cast on for it, started knitting it, got the brim done, got a row done, and went, yeah, too small. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting closer though. So I added like 8 stitches, cast on again, got like 2-3 rows done, the brim done, put it on, I'm like, yes, it fits. I'm gonna keep going, and this is at 7:30 at night. So technically would be almost impossible to have gotten the hat done in that amount of time. But I got it done on Monday, and it has sat in my bowl since. And you'll see why in just a sec. But I should probably go with oldest projects first. So, in my research buddy bag, let's pull that one out first, so I can pull this one out. This is we call it Vortex. Well, at least me and Mom call it Vortex, but it is technically actually called starts with an A. I know it starts with an A. Sorry, guys. Last night I was cleaning off my desk and said, oh, I don't need these patterns and 3 of them on the floor all the way over there. And of course I forgot that I'm going to be podcasting this morning. It is the antimony blanket. I knew it started with an A. See, the caffeine is kicking in. The antimony blanket by End of the Road Farm Knits. That's all I can see at the moment. So I'm knitting it in the Trendsetter Yarns lace wool, the extra fine merino. There are 1,600 yards here, so I will be here a while. But as of now, it looks like that. And I mean, that's kind of what the spiral is looking like. It's gotten to the point where it's kind of difficult for you guys to see how big it actually is. But there's the center point, and I'm a whopping that far down the shawl. I know, right? But the gauge is very, very small. See? Like, teeny. Well, since it's up close to the thing, it looks rather big. But it is. It's teeny, teeny, tiny. I'm using size 4 needles, so that should, put things into perspective a bit. But this is kind of my project for in class, where I don't have to think about it. I just pick it up and I knit. Professor starts lecture, I put it down. And I start it all over again. So, I should probably put this back in its bag since my bowl is kind of full at the moment. And that'll make sense in just a sec. So it just kind of sits in my bag. And if I get work done on over the week, it's a plus. I probably got maybe like 5 to 7 rows done on it. So nothing, groundbreaking. Maybe someday I'll take it out of the bag and have it on my desk for knitting, but I found that the likelihood that I will work on a project while I'm sitting at my desk just like watching something increases when it's a worsted weight project. Don't ask me why. I honestly don't know. But the most work that I've gotten done on a project, I started last night. Well, more like yesterday afternoon, but still. And I'll get to that project in just a sec. But my other project has been kind of my library project. And I have a break between classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays for an hour and a half where I go to the library, I sit down, usually at a computer to listen to Pandora. But, and then pull up the pattern online, because I can never remember to bring it with me. So, I just sit at the computer and just knit. And so that project has been the Bee Leaf Pie by Sock Bunny, and I finished the lace section, or at least the first lace section. See if I can get you a better look at that. And of course, I'm in the middle of a row. I mean, you'd expect nothing less from me, right? See if that matters. Yeah, that kind of looks like the lace, except it doesn't have the, a hand, shape in it. It'll look better once I block it out. It really will. But I just finished the lace section, which brings me to the second beaded section, which I'm not beading. So the first time I did, I just left it plain. Second time, I'm going to, instead of put beads in, I'm going to put yarn overs in. So I was kind of making do like an ad hoc lace section kind of, but it'll be less lacy. Yeah. It'll make sense when I actually show you when I've actually got some of it done. Yeah, so I just did the second to last increase. So I'm now at 323 stitches, I think, or 6 stitches. 326 stitches. Don't ask me how I remember that. But, so it's going to take a whole lot longer to get a little bit done. Yeah. So rows have gotten very, very long. All right, and I'm just about to start that section. I've got, I think, like 2 or 3 rows, and then I get to start the next chart. And I am doing it in, actually I remember. I didn't remember to pull the tag into an area where I didn't have to reach over and grab it, but hey, I remember to show you the yarn. It is the Bittersweet, and that's backwards. I mean, I actually kind of see the logo, but if you could see it through the back, I'd say, yeah, there it is, but oh hey, haha. There you go. But you can't really see that well. But hey, it is the Sweet Nothings Silken Base, and it is the Sweetness and Light colorway. Yeah, so that is my Bee Leaf half pie, and I should probably stick this in the bag as well. Alright, so then my other projects. Since I have to go to the grocery store tomorrow, and I'm just going to kind of talk and you can't see me, so it'll be like, yeah, kind of weird. Probably be easier if I just did this. This is my bowl. It is a bowl, I think, with a snowman in the bottom. It works great for knitting. So it just kind of sits on the floor with all my projects kind of thrown into it. And it's gotten a whole lot more full since the last time. But I have to go to the grocery store tomorrow, which means that I started another sock because I need bust knitting. I had half a bus ride where I didn't have any knitting, and I almost went bonkers. So it's a good thing there was nobody else on the bus, because that would have made it incredibly weird. But I started the toe. Yep. Oh wait, there we go. There's the toe, and here's the other sock. I finished this one, I think yesterday, because I was looking at my ball and just like, I should probably finish that sock before I podcast, since, I was only like 20 rows away from the end last week. So yeah, so I finished up the sock, and I used the Fish Lips Kiss heel. I should probably just make an acronym for that. It'd probably be a whole lot easier to remember. It's kind of awkward to say, or at least to remember, and yeah. Yeah, there's no really good way to show you the difference in heels, since I don't have another sock to show you the difference in the heels, but as I'm thinking about it, and in hindsight, I am really liking this heel. So I do think that I'll use this heel again after I finish this pair of socks. I am using the Toe Footsies yarn by Southwest Trading Company, and okay, so all of the episodes of CSI New York has finally paid off that I've watched, because in one episode they found, I should probably prequel this a bit. This yarn is made from like shrimp and crab shells, so it's like slightly bio yarn, I guess. And on the wrapper here it says that it's made from shrimp and crab shells, but it's made from chitin, C-H-I-T-I-N. And so I've always said like chitin, because I have no idea how to say that. I mean, I didn't take biology. So I've had no idea, I've just been like randomly guessing. And then in an episode of CSI New York, part of the trace they found on the crime scene was like from crab shell. And so they're like, oh look, there's the chitin that we found. I'm like, hey, I know how to say it now. I know. Trust me, it was more exciting when it actually happened. It really was. But yes, that's my very sad existence. The project that I started is been in the works for almost a year now. And that sounds really, really bad. I mean, it's been so long, I can't remember who gifted me the pattern. That's terrible, I realize. There's probably a record in it in Ravelry somewhere. I should probably look that up. But it was about a year ago I got the pattern for the brain hat. So I've got a picture of it here. The brain hat by Alana Noritaki. That's her name. And yes, so I got the pattern. I'm like, this thing is so cool. I want to knit it, and it took me absolutely forever to find the right yarn. It really did, because I'm looking, like, that's too pink. That's not pink enough. Oh man, I think Moon was ready to shoot me, because over Christmas break, I think last year, we were looking for this yarn. I could not find it until, like, I think we went to Maya Luna Yarns, and it was like, there it is, I found the yarn. So I got 2 skeins, and I took them back with me, put them in my dorm, and never got a chance to knit it. And you know that little voice in the back of your head that's like, you're not going to have enough yarn. You're not going to have enough yarn. Because the more you think about it, the more you plan it out in your head, you're like, I don't have enough yarn. Because I only got 2 skeins, and each skein has 142 yards in it. So I'm like, I have to make a hat. And then I have to put all these I-cords all over it to make, the gyri and sulci, which are the, little ridges on your head. Sorry. I took physiological psych, so I now know the proper term for them. But I'm like, I'm not going to have enough yarn. And then, so, I just kind of like sat in my dorm, in the boxes over the summer. And then right after spring break, you guys saw me knit up a shawl, the Henriette shawl. I actually remembered. In the Kurtzer Down to Earth cotton, and in this kind of like dusty rose colorway. Yeah. And so I was thinking recently, and I was like, you know what? What if I knit the hat in a different color and then put the I-cords in my brain yarn? I'm like, hey, that might work. So here's the finished product. Well, finished in a half sense. Kind of like my pair of socks there. I did the ribbing in my brain color. I swear it looks much better in person. And then I did the part that's going to get covered with the I-cords in the dusty rose. And so if you do see the hat, it'll be like underneath the I-cords, so it'll be like, the darker color of the brain, right? Brilliant. At least that's what I thought. So I finished the hat, and I was reading the pattern, and she says that you need like a slew of I-cords to cover this hat with. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just start knitting I-cords. And so you need at least one for each side. Wait, where's my... Oh, bugger. This is why you just don't randomly throw stuff in a bowl. Because sometimes your double-bladed needles fall out. There. So I just started knitting I-cords. And since I had 2 skeins, I started one on one I-cord, and I started one I-cord on one and one I-cord on the other. So I have that much for one brain, which still has yet to be attached to the hat, and a similar amount on the other. So that's about how much brain I have right now. And I'm just gonna, I'm thinking soon I will start attaching it to the hat so I don't make like a really, really long I-cord and I have to like take it back. Yeah. So I probably will start doing that soon. I kind of have to because I want to finish it by next podcast. I don't know why, but I kind of do. So, I really want to finish the project, and I got the hat done and all this stuff, but now I'm really nervous about like sewing it on the hat. I just kind of like see this happening where it's like, I start putting it on, I'm like, ooh, I hate it, I have to take it out. Keep doing it again, go, nope, I still hate it, take it out, do it again. And so I kind of know that's going to happen, so I don't want to start because I know it's going to, So I know, just one of those little Lindsay tics that are just kind of weird. Alright, so those are all the projects. No, they're not. So that's going to go, this is going to go in my purse. Ugh, probably shouldn't have done that. For the bus, hopefully, over the weekend, I want to start sewing on I-cords, but I wouldn't quote me on that. Next week, you'll probably see, like, nope, I didn't put any I-cords on. I knit an inch on each I-cord, but I didn't start putting them on. No. It's bad, but it's probably going to be the reality. And then the project that I started last night. I know, it's bad. I've got a project coming in the mail. I started another project, and yet I started another project yesterday. I know, I'm bad, but it's been calling to me for like ever, okay? And it's been a while since I've knit myself a sweater. And so I'm just like, I've got the yarn, I know what pattern I want to do. Why don't I just start this thing? And so I went, yeah, why not? And so that's what I did yesterday. I started one second, I need to put a bookmark in here because for once, the pattern that I'm knitting is on the front cover of the book. I know, right? It's the middle field pullover, and it's this sweater right here. And if you can't read backwards, it's the New England Knits book, and there are a ton of projects in here. I really was torn between this one and, well, I really, really, really want to do this one. Here, I should do this better. But the color was not right for this one. You can't really see the detail very well. But I was torn between doing the yellow one and, I know it's in here somewhere, and this one. I really, really like this one too. But, this one's cable, and I'm a sucker for cables. But, I checked gauge, and I'm like, the gauge works better for this sweater, so I'm just going to do this one, like I had planned. I'm probably about, like 10, 12 rows in. No, not great, but I just increased, so I went from 171 to like 283 stitches. So, okay, cut me a break a bit. And I did start at like 4 o'clock yesterday. So, the way it's knit actually, and it's different from the way I thought it was, but basically you cast on for like right like here in it, and then you work down, and then you pick up for the neckline. So I've gotten like one garter rib in. Well, not garter rib, but the kind of like textured pattern in there. Yeah. So not much progress, I know, but hopefully that will change next week. I'm really hoping. And since I've hit a half an hour, I should probably wrap this up, especially since, you know, I've got stuff I gotta do today, and yeah, the fact that, yeah, it's 8 o'clock here. And the more I talk, the more likely I'm gonna wake Ruby up. So, with that, I shall sign off. So, Catherine will see you on Monday, or you'll see Catherine on Monday, you'll see Mom on Wednesday, you'll see me back here on Friday. So until then, guys, bye!